Yes, Yogi ji Pranam. And I'm almost tempted to ask you to look at my face and tell me what illnesses I suffer from. um, there was a phenomenon many years ago in America called Edward Case. You may have heard of him because he also could diagnose just by looking at a picture. And I'm sure you've heard of his 16,000 diagnoses.
Casey, yeah, he used to do diagnosis. It was limited to that.
That's right. It's a gift from God. I mean, it's a predictive gift that you have.
I don't. I just want to clarify this. I do not talk about this openly at all. It is the Dhyan Foundation people, since they are doing so much service and so much hard work. I was tempted to give them certain mantras by which they're able to do this. I normally try to avoid this. I am actually, to tell you very honestly, Menikaji, I've been forced to come into the forefront, and I've been forced to come into the media glare, and I've been forced actually to be talking about all this. I'm not supposed to be doing it though. It is the hard work of these people. And of course, you know, even at 2 a.m. in the night, when a phone call goes to you from a remote corner of Bihar, you're still up. And at 4 a.m. also you're still up. And you're 24 hours still up. So I keep wondering that how you still up. These guys keep telling me. So I had to do something for them. So I gave them this tool, diagnosis, combined with a treatment.
Yes. You know, a lot of people, let me ask this question properly. I believe that the animal welfare movement is not a movement, it's just an opening of the heart so that we see all species as one. I, for one, cannot see the difference between a leaf, a dog, a monkey, me, or anything else. I really cannot see the difference. So the reason why I'm up 24 hours a day is because of the enormity of trying to remove pain. That's all. I believe that if the gurus or if the enlightened ones like yourself come together with people like us, like you have in the Dhyan Foundation, we can achieve wonders, as you have, for instance, in stopping something that could not be stopped, which is the smuggling of cows to Bangladesh, which are 1 crore smuggling per year. Now, I'll give you another example. They use the largest fish in the world is the whale shark. And this used to be killed all the time, and it's only found in the Bay of Bengal, in the Arabian Sea. And from Gujarat, they would just keep killing it all the time. And then when we had it banned, Murari Bapu came forward and he adopted it as his sister. And all the gurus came together and said that you will not kill it because now the whale sharks are part of our family. And as a result, overnight, the killing stopped. So like you have done for cows and the smuggling, I believe that if all the gurus came together, all the enlightened one came together and opened their hearts out, and we could actually change India's attitude, which is getting really very violent now towards animals. And animals, I don't see them as animals. I see them as other beings. They are us in another form. That's all. Do you think that's ever going to be possible?
Unfortunately, Menikaji, no, in this present yuga, because I normally, whenever I speak out of experience. I have tried contacting nearly everybody under the sun. I plead with them also. The Dhyan Foundation is too small. We are not into all this. We are yogis. We are into our spiritual practices. We are into our yogic practices. Please come forward and do your duty. And I can even take you that and can take the names also. ISKCON we approached, Dr. Prabhakar approached ISKCON, and he said, Yogiji, we are trying to change the consciousness through spiritual means. It was a reply, quote unquote. You're trying to change the consciousness through spiritual means. I don't know what they mean by that, what spiritual means they're talking about. And I've tried with literally everybody. The gentleman who you just met, just saw, on the screen, virtual screen, the DIG and his IG, they went to Ravi Shankarji also. And he was in Calcutta. And they listened to music and they came back from there. And he was saying that DIG was saying that we listened to good music and we came back. And you told आपके साथ हैं. तो मैं कह रही साथ तो हमारे सब हैं. साथ तो हमारे सब हैं, इसमें कोई शक नहीं है. मगर कहाँ साथ हैं? शब्दों में साथ हैं कि साथ में खड़े हुए हैं. Is it not such a big tragedy for this country, which is supposed to be the country of the Vedas? Is it not such a big tragedy that today a minuscule organization like us is the only organization which is not fearing this mafia and they're standing there facing bullets?
And mine.
I consider you to be part of the Dhyan Foundation. So I consider the Dhyan Foundation to be a part of you. I never
Absolutely.
differentiated. You know that very well. I never differentiated.
Yeah.
The
It's
question
true.
happens that there is nobody who's standing there facing the mafia, and there is nobody who's picking up these animals and who was taking them to the Gaushalas. Some organizations say हमको भैंस नहीं चाहिए, इनको दूर ले जाओ, तो हमने वो भी रखना शुरू कर दिया. तो इट इज सब कई कहते हैं हमें सिर्फ दूध वाली गाय चाहिए, बाकी आप ले जाओ, तो हमने रखना शुरू कर दिया सबको. Now the question is, where are all these gurus? I literally begged each one of them in writing. I begged each one of them. I've written letters to them. I've tried my best, approached them through certain connects also. But they always say, हम आपके साथ हैं. बस वो है हमारे साथ में, मगर दिखते नहीं हैं. The problem is that. और मुझे लगता भी नहीं दिखेंगे, because this task requires a completely selfless and a non-collecting frame of mind. Satya, Astya, Ahimsa, Brahmacharya are the 5 basic tenets. When you're not practicing any one of these, you will not have the courage to go and face the mafia like this. You will not be able to do it. You'll be just, hum aapke saath hain. Not on the ground, but hum aapke saath hain. It's a really quote-unquote statement. I'm going to write it also sometimes. Hum aapke saath hain. Kahan hai? Ye nahi pata kahan hai. The problem is only this, that our gurus, most of them, are so busy collecting all the donations funds received. So busy collecting that there is no frame of mind to be using it also for the purpose why it is being collected. Same thing which happened to temples. It is the same thing which happened to temples few hundred years back when the collection process started, when the purpose why the donations were coming in failed. It was again a process of collection, and it was a family heirloom kind of a thing. It belongs to the family. So the sole purpose was lost, so the invasions began. And same thing is happening. The gurus are not coming forward. Very sad to say this. They are not coming forward on the ground. And again, with folded hand, I'd like to request if any of them is listening or any of the followers are listening, please pass this message from my side. We need you standing on the ground. हमारे साथ तो आप हैं, मगर हमें आप दिखने भी चाहिए.
During this lockdown process, I would have thought that people would stay at home and they would become kinder, they would become happier, they would play cards, they would listen to music, they would love their children. But I have, Yogiji, never seen so much violence as I have seen in the last 3 months. I have received over 53,000 phone calls of people being beaten because they feed animals. I'm up at 5:30 every morning, and as you know, I sleep at about 1, 2 o'clock because the phone calls never stop. And all of it is about pain. All of it is about people being mean. I cannot see in India with so much violence in it. And all of it is generated by institutions like the RWAs, the society institutions, which are barely, they're not even legal. अब 5 लोग इकट्ठा होते हैं, कह देते कि हम कॉलोनी के अध्यक्ष हैं, and then proceed to just be mean, just be cruel. It's quite frightening. It's like yin and yang. People being good and an equal number being bad.
I just want to give some instances. Benito Shivaji Nagar was attacked, car was bashed up, nothing. Those camel cases, when these people attack, when you give those phone calls. When Ruma went and she walked 5 kilometers.
That's right.
No scratch. Goa Meat Complex, how it was shut. Attacks on our people, not a scratch. One 60-year-old painter at Patna High Court, Natasha, she's a Jain, was attacked by a mob of 50 people, and she's 60 plus. Not a scratch. Tushar video you saw, it was hilarious. Shivam's video you saw, it was more hilarious. People are getting attacked, yes. But how come this is happening that the Dhyan Foundation people, wherever they've been getting attacked? No scratch. So not 1 or 2 or 3 or 4, I can give you 500 cases. And Mr. Vijay Varghese, the jeweler of Hyderabad, he went to save some small sheep in a village. We have the video of that mob attacking him with lathis. Not a scratch. Not a scratch meaning not a scratch. Roshni Mohan and Gopi Mohan drove into another village to save some sheep, and so many big stones were pelted at them on their car. Not a scratch, even on the car. And neither will a scratch come. If a scratch has to come, it will come first on me. Then only.
So the moral of the
Dhyan Foundation, moral of the story is Dhyan Foundation, they're working as per the Guru Shishya Parampara. The Guru is responsible for them when they're going out. The Guru gives them that faith. Not a scratch. So I'll recommend, start telling people to do yoga.
योगी जी, मुझे ये पूछना है कि बहुत सारे लोग रिफॉर्म है, वाल्मीकि सिंड्रोम, पहले आप बुरा करो फिर आप अच्छा करो. मैं ये जो आपने पहले, जैसे कि मैंने मांस छोड़ा था जब मेरी शादी हुई, क्योंकि तब तक मुझे मालूम ही नहीं था कि जो मैं खा रही हूँ वो एक जानवर है. हम लोग उस परंपरा में बड़े हुए थे, सरदार, आर्मी फैमिली. तो उसके बाद जो हुआ है, जो भी मैंने किया हो, क्या वो जो पहले मैंने बुरा किया है उसका मुझे भी भुगतना पड़ेगा?
भुगतना पड़ेगा, चाहे जाने चाहे अनजाने, जो भी बुरा किया है उसको भुगतना पड़ेगा. मगर हमें एक इंटाइटलमेंट होती है कि हम अच्छा करके उसको बैलेंस कर सकते हैं. जैसे आपने बैंक से लोन लिया है, आप लोन ले सकते हो जितना मर्जी, मगर वापस तो करना है ना. जब आप काम करते हो, मेहनत करते हो और बैंक का पैसा वापस देते हो तो आप लोन फ्री हो जाते हो. तो जाने अनजाने कुछ नहीं होता, आत्मा को सब पता होता है. जब आत्मा जन्म लेती है तो एक जन्म नहीं है, पता नहीं कितने योनियों से जन्म लेती हुई आत्मा आई है. उसे क्या क्या अनुभव करा हुआ, उसको सब पता है क्या हो रहा है. मगर उसको ईश्वर जो परम पिता है एक मौका अवश्य देते हैं अपने आप को सुधारने का. डिवाइन इज काइंड, जैसा कहते हैं कि डिवाइन इज मोस्ट मर्सीफुल. अल्लाह जो है रहीम है, करीम है. हम कहते हैं कि उनमें जितना प्यार है वो कहीं भी नहीं है. माँ का प्यार फील होता है हमारे. तो जब सब ये कहते हैं तो आपको एक अपॉर्चुनिटी दी जाती है, आपको मौका दिया जाता है.
योगी जी ये बताइए कि अगर मैं आउटवर्डली मैं अच्छा ही करूं, लेकिन मेरे मन के अंदर जो थॉट्स जा रहे हैं वो इतने अच्छे नहीं है, तो क्या मेरे कर्म से मैं जानी जाऊंगी या मेरे ध्यान से?
अच्छा करो तो सही भाई, वही बड़ी मुश्किल से मिलते हैं आजकल. तो कुछ अच्छा तो करें, वही बड़ी मुश्किल से लोग मिलते हैं अच्छा करने वाले. कुछ भी सोचते रहो, अच्छा करना शुरू करो. और जब कॉन्शियसनेस एक्सपैंड करती है ना, तो दर्द उस जानवर का वहां पे यहाँ फील होता है. आप सोच कुछ भी रहे हो, कहीं से शुरुआत तो करो ना. शुरुआत जब करोगे तो कॉन्शियसनेस आपकी अपने आप एक्सपैंड होगी, आपको अपने आप दर्द फील होना शुरू हो जाएगा, अपने आप आपकी विचारधारा बदल जाएगी. इसको फोर्सिबली नहीं करते हैं हम. कहते हैं योग में क्या है कि जो इच्छा वो करते जाओ. हम एक मंत्र दे देते हैं, एक तरीका बता देते हैं, बस साथ साथ वो कर्म भी करते जाओ। सोचो कुछ भी, आप कुत्ते को खाना खिलाओ, उसे गाली दो, देखो बदमाश मेरा खाना खा गया, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है। अब एक को खिलाओ, दो को खिलाओ, फिर देखो जब पांचवें को खिलाओगे आप में क्या बदलाव आएगा।
योगी जी, आपने कहा है कि मोक्ष इज गोइंग द नेक्स्ट स्टेप। हमें ये कहा जाता है कि जो नेक्स्ट स्टेप है वो हमेशा गुरु की वजह से होता है। गुरु आएंगे तो गुरु आपको अगले कदम पर ले जाएंगे। क्या ये बात सच है?
When you are in the animal journey, जब आप जानवर की योनि में होते हैं तब गुरु की आवश्यकता नहीं है। Then moksha is a natural process till you become a human. वो आत्मा जो होती है उसके लिए एक नेचुरल प्रोसेस है, वो goes through and becomes a human being. जब इंसान का शरीर धारण करते हैं इस युग में, मैं सत्युग की बात नहीं कर रहा, वो इस वक्त बात रेलेवेंट नहीं होगी बोलना शुरू अगर मैं तो, अगर हम इस युग में जन्म लेते हैं अब, तो जो मोक्ष होता है हमारा, वो गुरु ही हमें ज्ञान दे सकता है कि आप ये करो। तो फिर आपको मगर इसमें करेक्शन बहुत ज्यादा जरूरी है कि आप मत भूलो कि सीता माता को रावण किस भेष में उठाने के लिए आए थे, एक साधु के गुरु के भेष में आए थे। ये बहुत बड़ी बात है, ये छोटी बात नहीं है, ये बहुत बड़ी बात है। तो रावण ने जो प्रथा शुरू की थी गेरुआ पहन के लोगों का बेवकूफ बनाने की, वो अनफॉर्चुनेटली बहुत ही घोर और भयंकर भीषण रूप धारण कर चुकी है इस समय। गुरु उनके लिए होते हैं जो आगे जाना चाहते हैं। इट इज द आर्ट ऑफ लिविंग। कोई भी चीज कभी एक जगह नहीं रहती है सृष्टि में, कुछ भी ले लो आप, यही सृष्टि है, या तो ऊपर जाएगी या नीचे जाएगी, या ऊपर या नीचे। तो गुरु कार्य क्या है, आपको ऊपर लेके जाए। आप तो सोचो कि मैं तो यही बैठा रहूंगा, आप यहां नहीं बैठ सकते, किसी भी कीमत पे आप यहां नहीं बैठ सकते। आप अगर यही हो और कर्म नहीं कर रहे हो, गुरु ने कार्य नहीं दिया है, तो नीचे जाना शुरू हो जाओगे। इट विल बी पेनफुल फॉर यू। आप जहां हो, आपको वहां से ऊपर जाना है, वो गुरु ही लेके जा सकते हैं। बिना गुरु के बताए हुए मार्ग के आप ऊपर नहीं जा सकते। दैट्स व्हाई गुरु इज गिवन द प्रोमिनेंट, मोस्ट प्रोमिनेंट प्लेस। और गुरु से बच के रहना होता है कि गुरु वो होना चाहिए जो स्वयं माया के बंधन में ना बंधा हो, जो आपको सेवा का मार्ग बताए, जो आपको योग का मार्ग बताए, जो स्वयं मंत्रों में सिद्ध हो, तब आपको मंत्र बताए। वो खास के आपको मंत्र गाना ना सिखाए, अच्छा चलो गाओ ये मंत्र। जिसके पास स्वयं मंत्र की सिद्धि हो, जिसकी वाणी में वाक शक्ति हो, जो आपको मोक्ष के मार्ग पे लेके जाए, गुरु वो होता है, चाहे कोई भी हो। गुरु से और वो होता है, गुरु का यही मापदंड होता है। गुरु का मापदंड ये नहीं होता कितनी फॉलोइंग है, गुरु का मापदंड ये नहीं होता कितनी फॉलोइंग। गुरु का मापदंड होता है मंत्र की सिद्धि है कि नहीं है, और मार्ग क्या है। जिसने कुछ इकट्ठा करके रखा हुआ है वो कभी गुरु की श्रेणी में नहीं आ सकता। जिसने अपने लिए बिल्डिंग और आश्रम बना रखे हैं बड़े बड़े, मेरी समझ में, और जो शास्त्र कहते हैं, कभी गुरु की श्रेणी में नहीं आ सकता। रामकृष्ण परमहंस ने, रामन महर्षि ने कभी भी कुछ बनाया नहीं था अपने लिए। गुरु गोविंद ने कभी अपने लिए कुछ बनाया नहीं था। बड़े बड़े संत जो रहे हैं, कभी किसी ने अपने लिए कुछ बनाया नहीं है। ये अभी रावण प्रथा तो अब शुरू हो गई है, जो बहुत ही खतरनाक प्रथा है। तो आज हम बुद्धिजीवी होने के नाते हमको इस चीज से अवेयर रहना जरूरी है। गुरु कोई बनाओ, सब में गुरु की झलक होती है, बहुत सारे हैं, मगर जो मोक्ष का ज्ञान दे, जो छोड़ना सिखाए आपको, हंसते हुए छोड़ना, वो गुरु होते हैं, वो आगे लेके जाते हैं।
You know, I believe that the doors in your head, when you open them, there's siddhis that come, there are powers that come to do good. I'm not talking about the circus performances of siddhis that one can do bhasma and one can do, something else. But I'm talking about the ability to influence things for the good, or to make your mind so powerful that when you're talking to somebody, you are able to influence them. That is the ultimate siddhi that I'm looking for. Is it possible to get it, or does it take years and years of meditation? Because I simply don't do meditation at all. I don't even have 5 minutes to sit down and I just don't have the time. So is there ability to expand the power of my thought without this, or there's no shortcuts?
If you're following in yoga, Dhyan comes much later. If you're following the principles like you are following, it is possible to do. You are a receptor. You're open to it. Anybody who's following the principles and not lying, anybody who is not lying and is following the principles, Satya, Astya, Ahimsa, Brahmacharya, who's following the principles, it is very easy. You do meditation or you don't do meditation. It is very easy for a guru. That is what Shaktipat is all about. The whole science of Shaktipat. This is where the seed rests. Shaktipat is given to those, what is a Supatra and Kupatra, those who deserve it. It is given to them. So if you're following the principles, as has been told by the Patanjali Rishi, you are entitled for Shaktipat. And your consciousness is going to expand 100%, not 99%. No need to do that, no anything.
So I need your blessing to make my consciousness expand.
I'll connect with you.
All right. I actually have never asked for anything for myself ever. I probably because I hardly value this life. I believe that this being, this Sharir, is here only to do good. And of course, I'm really bad-tempered. So the fact that I'm in the place I am or I win my elections, for me is a miracle. But my bad temper comes out of an intense suffering, an intense desire to remove pain. I don't know how to explain it. It's as if this being is motivated only by other people's pain or other beings' pain. And every day I feel terribly guilty that I didn't do more. I wish I could do much more than I do. And that would only come with an expanded consciousness.
Your consciousness is expanded enough. It has to go beyond the realm of the physical. That's all that is required. This pain which you feel is an inherent part of Kali Yuga. Kali Yuga has happened only because of this pain. If this pain would not have been there would have been no Kali Yuga. The science of the devolution of the yugas is increase in pain, always. Because the asurs, they thrive on pain. When they give pain to somebody, they thrive on that. When they cut an animal, they feel very happy about it. They thrive on that. That is their food. So this fight between the surs and the asurs is time immemorial. It will go on till the end of the yuga. They will give pain, we will relieve pain. So now you have to understand, in creation, nothing is constant. Things either go up or they go down. The dimensions below and the dimensions up. Like Bho Bhavasvaha, Mahajana Tapa Satyam, and Bhutal, Patal, Rasatal, Vital, Satal, Atal, Ratal. The lower dimensions. Somebody has to be there. Somebody has to be there. Those lower dimensions, they thrive on pain. Those in the higher dimension, they thrive on relieving pain. And the balance is on the earth, Prithvi Tattva, what we call. People from there also take birth here to increase pain, the asurs, and people from there also take birth here to relieve pain, because both of us are essential. Let's say if it's only people like us who are not relieving pain, and we're relieving pain of people, it's only people like us, the creation will not exist. Creation is a polarity. It never exists in isolation. So we need them also to create pain so we can relieve pain. And if we don't relieve pain, what is the mark then? What are we doing? What is the karma? Basic the theory of karma, the philosophy of karma is what? Do. Dharam. Do for creation. Whatever you can. Do whatever you can for dharam. What is dharam? Relieve somebody's pain. Help the weak. So there has to be somebody to create it also, no? If there is no creation of pain, how will the relief of pain come, you tell me? So we should thank them.
It would be such a relief.
I know, but then you will not be in the body. You'll be in some higher dimension floating around. What's the point?
That would be wonderful. Wouldn't that be wonderful?
It's not Menkaji, because after some time you start getting bored. And you say, you start getting bored and you say, now what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? So you have to play. That's why creation is called a play. It's a drama going on. One side here and one side there. we have a choice which side we want to be. If we see pain, we turn our face away, we automatically go to that side. If the asurs are there, then I'm there. So I thank them that you have given me the chance to relieve this pain. So I'm able to extricate myself and to move ahead. Because unless I relieve pain, I'm not going anywhere. And like I said, in creation, nothing is constant. Things either go up or they go down. So if I'm here, I will go down. I will not go up.
The people who create pain get a lot of tools in order to create it. Therefore, the people who alleviate pain must be given tools.
We have tools. Gaji, believe me, we have tools.
Those tools take a long time. It's always about meditation, meditation, and more meditation. That's just
meditation. Who has time for meditation, like you said? Nobody has time for meditation. You think these people sitting, all of them sitting here in the middle of the jungle with me today, they meditate? Dhyan is much, much later. Yam, Niyam, Asan, Pranayam, Pratyahara, Dharana, then Dhyan. Dhyan doesn't happen like that. You have to prepare yourself. This is only Karam Bhumi. At this stage, you don't need Dhyan. You need Karam. When you have Karam, when you do Karam, you automatically given the tools by divine. Who has given these tools to us? Whatever we do, it is the divine. The thought has been put, the butcher has been put, that thought has been put in the butcher's head that this knife, which is used for surgery to save somebody, are you to go and kill somebody with that? What fun, that blood will ooze out. I have people in Dhyan Foundation, and some of them you know also, whose favorite pastime was going and standing at a butcher's shop, meat shop, and watching the animal get cut up. And today they are saving. Specifically, some of my friends in South, whose favorite diet was beef. Today they hardly even eat an egg because they get that repulsion. The tools are with us. The problem is, are we ready to accept the tools? Are we ready to walk the path? If you're ready to walk the path, are we ready to accept? If you're ready to accept, the tools will automatically come in our hands. I can assure you.
I wish you'd give them to 545 members of parliament, including all the members of the cabinet, so that they would have the tools to just do good. I do not know what I miss until I see it, right? If I'm blind, I do not know what the color red is. Many of these people who need to be empowered to do good do not know what even good is because they are blind. They believe good is to do stuff for their own family, to win an election. So they come and go out of life in this useless pursuit of power. And for them, power is simply a car, access to money, access to people who are like themselves. I'm saying let us not wait for them to be ready. Is there no way to influence people who are not ready, who are blind? Can we teach them not how to see red or green, preferably green?
It's an individual journey. It is not a collective journey. A soul journey is individualistic. It is not a collective journey. A soul never travels with somebody else. Once you leave the body, you forget everything, all the relations and everybody. You don't even look at them after that. You have no idea what's happening. So it's an individualistic journey. It is their karma to them. It is our karma to us. Technically, आपको suggestion दूं मैं, आप पे parliament में एक ध्यान session रखवाइए.
No, we'll try. I would be very happy if you came. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to speak to you.
It was my pleasure.